Hi, everyone. Just one final session of the day today, which is the presentation of the Georges Award. And before we do that, I just wanted to thank you all for coming today. It's been fantastic to have you here. You've asked wonderful questions. I hope you got a lot out of it. I will send out a survey. So if you don't mind just taking a few minutes to answer that, it's really helpful to get your feedback. It helps us shape the conference each year. It helped us shape this conference. We went in the digital direction because a lot of you had asked for that. We also added a little more time for networking. So please let me know how that's working and what you'd like to hear more about in the future. Write to me anytime if you have questions, if you'd like to hear more about the resources we mentioned today. I will put more up on the website, so check back next week. We'll put the videos up as well. So please send your friends from the paper, all the papers you work for, to the website and encourage them to look at our Nieman websites again, Nieman Storyboard, Nieman Reports, and the Nieman Journalism Lab, because I think you'll find a lot of really great information there. I did, before we wrap up today, also want to once again thank the Georges family. They're in the back. Mary and Jerry Georges and Gigi Georges. Thank you so much for making this possible every year. It's really just a tremendous way to acknowledge Chris's wonderful work in journalism and to encourage a new generation of writers and reporters. And I think that's it for me today. Again, just let me know if you have any questions. I just want to introduce one final guest speaker. Yaakov Katz is in the class this year as a Nieman Fellow. Yaakov writes for the Jerusalem Post and Jane's Defense Weekly. He's a military reporter. He's written a book. He is very active on campus, and he was very gracious with his time in terms of reading the submissions for the Georges Award this year. So, Yaakov, up to you.
Thank you, Ellen, and again, thank you to the Georges. It was a lot of fun, I would say, to go through all the different submissions. And I think that when we all together kind of read through them, the work was, personally, I was quite impressed by the quality of the work. It was quite tough. All of the submissions were definitely of high quality and of very serious consideration. But as the award states, and probably many of you who submitted saw on the website, what we were looking for was work that delves beneath the surface of the story and presents all different sides of the complexities with fairness and accuracy. So therefore, in the category of honorable mention and runner-up, we've decided to award Henry Rome, Angeli Menon, Marcello Rochaburn for their piece, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce all the names correctly, for their piece in the Daily Princetonian entitled 1 Year After Suicide, New Details Emerge. The article revisits the mystery surrounding the suicide of senior Princeton lecturer Antonio Calvo in 2011. And I speak for all of us on the award committee when saying that we found the piece to be intriguing, very well written, suspenseful. And to those who wrote it, if you're here, it really left us almost on a cliffhanger, kind of waiting to get some more and to see what the real story was behind it. But when we, and that was not because of the reporters' lack of work. They did an amazing job, and they tried to investigate to get to the bottom of the story, but the university, Princeton, did not comply, was not willing to give and supply the answers that they were looking for. And what we really liked about the story was this key word that was, I think, largely the theme of when we were judging the different pieces was accountability. And we really appreciated how the Princetonian, or the Prince, I think as it's referred to, was holding the university accountable. So to the Daily Princetonian.
Are the editors still here from the Prince? Please, come on.
Just come on up.
I know not everyone was able to make it, but please, accept on their behalf.
There you go. And now to the winner. The winner of this year's award this year's Georges Award goes to Margaret Mattis, Sammy Roth, Finn, again, I'm sorry with the names, Finn Vigeland, and A.B. Abrams of the Columbia Spectator for their fantastic package on the 2012 presidential elections. In our judgment, we were guided by the theme of the Georges Award, which aims to encourage and promote the type of journalism that Christopher Georges loved best, which were feature stories that don't just examine policy, but explore it from a human perspective, looking also at its consequences. And when covering the elections, I personally felt that it's very easy to just write about the elections, what each candidate stands for, what the big issues are, foreign policy, economy, those kind of things, and just take it from a national perspective. But The Spectator went a huge step forward and broke it down in a way that how can it affect Columbia? And as well as how is Columbia affecting the elections? And this was done with a great piece on how much money Columbia and other Ivy League schools pay lobby groups in Washington and what exactly they're lobbying for. And then there was another fantastic piece with a really amazing accompanying graph on political donations being made by Columbia executives, administrators, to which politicians and how much money they were giving those politicians. And we found these pieces in particular to stand out, not just for their interest, but also for the way they examined far deeper than expected what the university is doing and what it stands for. And we commend you for your work. Thank you. Come on up. Congratulations. Here it is.
Do you want to say one?
I'll just add on one more final note that we congratulate you guys on the Spectator's first Georges Award. This is the first time that Columbia's won, so that's definitely a big accomplishment. And we are hopeful that you at Columbia, as well as all the other schools, will continue to do the great work that you've all been doing. Thanks again. Congratulations.